Hey guys, how are you? Everyone who's watching this video right now, welcome to this video. Welcome to the channel. Appreciate your support. Kind of waiting right now and see what happened. Seems like it's empty. The chat is empty. In any case, for those who will watch this later, I know that a lot of times people come a bit late into the video. I want to say, ooh, my X-Men thing disappears right there. Yeah, so I know a lot of people sometimes they come late into the video. So, but I want to say to all of you, whoever is watching this right now, thank you very much for your support. Thank you for watching this channel, supporting the channel through every video, taking time to leave your likes, liking the videos, commenting, asking questions, all of that through all my videos, not only this live videos, but every video. Every day I have to respond to someone through all the lengthy videos that I have produced, over 1,500 in the span of almost 12 years doing videos. So there's a lot of videos and there's a lot of comments, but it's always fun to really able to answer questions and have conversations with people. It's appreciated. Again, I'm not the biggest channel, as I mentioned before, but I do enjoy to interact with people. I enjoy what I do, and I've been doing it for long enough to really know the difference between what you're trying to build, or when you're real and when you're fake. And I don't want to be fake here. I always want to be real. It's always my goal, being real, being honest, being friendly, and just having a good time with everyone who is watching, who's taking the time to watch my videos. In any case, today we have an interesting night. There's been a fantastic week in the worlds of collectibles. It's been a fantastic week, definitely, in everything. Of course, we're celebrating first and foremost. This weekend is Memorial Day weekend. Tomorrow, Monday is Memorial Day. And here in the United States, for those who are unfamiliar, those who are outside of the United States and do not understand what Memorial Day is, it's not Independence Day. It's a day where we celebrate, we commemorate. That's the reason the word memorial. We have a memorial for all who have fought, the war and the wars that this country has been since its inception, since its creation, have die and perish in the defense of this country, and that all the branches of the military through all the wars that the United States has been involved. Whether we, some people have political views about wars and stuff like that. I'm not here to judge that. People in the military, they pretty much, they have an oath. They make an oath to defend the country and to fight for it, and that's what they do. So we honor them and we thank them for their service, for what they have done. But those who already perish, that sometimes there's a confusion outside America about what is Veterans Day and Memorial Day. They're similar, but they're two different things. Memorial and Veterans Day, we celebrate all veterans, everyone who has served in the military, at all the branches throughout. Whether they're retired now, whether they're no longer serving, we still, all the people who have served. And on Memorial Day, we celebrate the fallen heroes, the fallen soldiers, military, Marines, sailors, all the people who have been involved in the military. So I want to, we celebrate, and, but it's also the start of the summer in the United States for us in celebration. A lot of people, it's cookout time, barbecue time, people go to the beach, they go to celebrate. It's getting warm, so it's the start of the summer. So it's definitely a fun time for Americans. We celebrate this day, and this is just an explanation, at least for those who are outside, those of my followers here who watch me, because I was actually going through the channel statistics, and we have a lot of people who are watching from different parts of the world. We have people, of course, in the UK, people in Europe, we have people in Brazil. Amazingly, we have a lot of Brazilians watching the channel. We have people in Japan recently. Of course, we've been covering a lot of Prime1 Studio stuff, so we have people from Japan. We have people in Asia, definitely United States, Canada, We have in Mexico, but yeah, we have everyone. Even in Australia, I was looking at that we have some number of people watching from Australia. So to everyone and anywhere where you're at in the world, thank you. Even in Johannesburg, I have people there in South Africa. So I want to say to all of you, thank you very much for you supporting the channel, watching the channel throughout the years. It means a lot to me. In any case, now getting into the whole situation of the week. Of course, we are celebrating a lot of things. There's a lot of great news, a lot of good things that are happening this week. Oh, by the way, if you haven't watched my video review of the X-Men, the 97 animated series, the first season, please watch it. Let me know what you think. I don't know if you have already watched the movie, the series. And just for reference, on the series, I don't have spoilers there. Of course, we cover a couple things above, but it's covering, you know, in general, I'm talking about a lot of things that I really like and the things that I perhaps dislike. But yeah, watch it. Definitely, I have fun with the series. And now I'm looking forward to season 2. Definitely, there was a lot. It's a very, very well done series, and definitely Marvel did it right this time around with this animated series, and definitely it was good. It's not perfect, but it was definitely entertaining and a must, particularly for the action pieces and the situations that happen. There are some dramatic moments, but there were like my jaw drop. So yeah, you should watch it. So I recommend anyone. That's the reason I have this shirt today, X-Men. And I watched it twice, so I'm probably gonna watch it a third time. Now, today I want to cover a couple of things. Of course, we're gonna cover, as always, all the collectibles, all the things that I like, all the things that were, to me, the most important of the week, the things that definitely were inspiring, or the things that had a lot of collectors talking. Those are the things that we're going to cover today. In this case, I want to talk about, we go by scales and by types. So we start with figures. We're going to talk about Marvel Legends. We're gonna look at Mafex. We're gonna talk about Hiya toys. If you're a Ghost in the Shell fan, there's a new figure. We're gonna look at it today. We're gonna look at 1000 toys. We're gonna look at Zen Creations for Naruto fans, 1/6 scale figure collectors. We're gonna look at Hot Toys. Of course, they have a fantastic Batman with an armory. Christian Bale Batman, and I'm telling you, that is amazing. So we're gonna look at it today. Definitely is giving J&D a run for its money. And we're gonna look at Jazzinc Dioramas. Jazzinc Dioramas, this company who's been doing amazing Batmobiles and stuff. It started as just a project that was just customs. Became a company, official company with the Warner Brothers license. They're doing now they announced that they're going to do their first action figures, and they started with Michelle Pfeiffer, and we're gonna look at that today, of the announcement, the stuff that we know so far there. We're gonna look also on the statue side. We're gonna look at MegaHouse. They have a lot of figurines, a lot of figures that look amazing. They released a few this week. We're gonna look at Jimei Palace work. If you're a Senseiya fan, they got 1/6 scale statue now added to the collection. We're gonna look at DC Direct. DC Direct, of course, you know, with McFarlane toys. It was a fantastic week for McFarlane toys. And they have a big announcement. They are now partnering with Marvel, and they're going to release statues, 110 and 1/6 scale statues for starters of of Marvel licenses. And that just definitely great news. A lot of people were dissatisfied. A lot of people were thinking that McFarlane was going in the figure route, but they don't want to really mess up with Hasbro. They don't want to mess, this license, this big partnership that Hasbro has with Marvel. But they're starting on somewhere. I don't know how this is going to unfold, but we're going to look at the stuff today, the news that we have so far. We're going to look at Weta. Weta has, if you're a Kiss fan, the rock band, the iconic rock band, they have a new statue, quarter scale. We're going to look at it. That is pretty fun and unique. We're going to look at Lightyear Studio. We're going to look at Toei Animation. If you're One Piece, they have a quarter scale statue of Luffy. We're going to look at Tsume art. They also have, we're going to look at Sideshow. The Superman PF finally went on pre-order. People were, of course, divided, the last time when we talked about it, but now people are on board. There's a second portrait. We're going to look at that today. We're going to look at everything, that information that we have. We're going to look at Regal Robot. We're going to look at Prime1 Studio with the Godzilla -1 that finally went on pre-order. Fantastic. One of my favorite pieces of the most recent showcase. And we're going to, in the end, we're going to talk about Legendary Beasts. They have some announcements, some updates, and particularly on Wonder Woman, but other things that have been running around in social media. We're going to look at them very quick. We're going to talk about him too and see exactly where Legendary Beast stands. So definitely we have a busy week, busy night, and I hope you have fun with it. Again, as I always mention this, you are more than welcome. Please do not forget to leave a like. That helps my channel at the visibility of the video. Also, to if you're watching this for the first time, you like what I'm doing, please subscribe to the channel. Support me that way. You know, I produce content. I'm not overly like every single day, every 5 minutes you're gonna see a video of me, but I do produce videos weekly, and you can watch my videos, support me that way by subscribing. Also, leaving a comment in the video, let me know whether you're doing it into the live chat or afterwards, because of course this video gets recorded. I add the timestamps down the road. The timestamps will be by tomorrow, so you can always come back for reference if you're watching this just the recording. I want to say thank you. Please also leave a like, leave a comment, let me know that you're watching and you're supporting the channel. So yeah, that's you can do it. Follow me on social media. As you can see, we have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, JP Sari. That's my hashtag, or you know, my name there. And if you want to be a supporter, you can do it through Patreon. You can do it there, or you can also do it through the super chat here. You can, you know, whatever you do to help out this channel is invested into the channel and into the content, into the products, into the things that we review, but also into the equipment that we use in order to get the best product, you know, the best video possible for your enjoyment. So we do it free of charge. I don't charge you for anything, but anything that you can do to support really helps me out and helps me to continue producing content. But I want to say to all of you, my friends, thank you very much for being here with me. Let me drink some water because I had something that I want to talk about before we get into everything. And I want to talk about Blitzway because there was an announcement Blitzway did this week that is important to talk about. I want to cover in reference to scams going around. And I want to cover that because I think it's important. I wanted to talk about it through the week. I didn't get the chance. Today I got the opportunity, so we're going to talk about it. So let me just drink some water because my mouth is dry. But then again, thank you very much for being here with me. All right, so I want to talk about this. I mentioned this with Blitzway, and for that reason, we're going to go to, let me take you. We're gonna look at Instagram. I think I'm gonna do it on Instagram. That would be easier. I don't know if that's the case, but I know it was there. All right, I want to talk about this one because it's important. I think sometimes we kind of miss that. Blitzway released this announcement. They did it here on Instagram. And there was an important notice. Beware of emails impersonating Blitzway, of course. I'm going to read it here. Important notice. Beware of emails impersonating Blitzway. We have received reports of recent incidents where deceptive business proposals are being sent from the email address blitzwaystudios@gmail.com, impersonating Blitzway. Please be aware that Blitzway only sends emails from our groupware domain, which is at blitzway.com. To avoid any potential scams, please stay vigilant. Please contact info@blitzway.com for further inquiries. And thank you. And then somebody says 1-6. I don't know what they were trying. What was the question? Somebody trying to be funny, I guess. Now, this is important to point out. It might not seem a major thing. And I've been thinking actually about making a video. I think it's time to make another video. I made a video. I've probably made a couple of videos over the years. One in my podcast, and I think one as a video once about, I think it was a video more in line with the things that you have to beware as a collector here. But I need to kind of go in depth, and probably I've been thinking about making more videos about that, you know, like giving hints and help to collectors, whether you're being here for a while or if you're new, because there's a lot to learn as a collector, you know, something that every day you're learning something. But I think the important thing here, as you can see, what happened, some people have been reached, they were reached through some emails impersonating Blitzway. And of course, it's at blitzwaystudios@gmail.com, which it is the first hint right there, as they say, in the emails that come from them come from a groupware domain, which is blitzway.com. It's all in the domain. You know, Blitzway as a company has their own domain, which is blitzway.com. And because they have their own website, all the emails are included within that. They're not personal emails. So they send out this email, you know, someone sent out trying to scam some people where there was some business proposals of any sort of thing. The point is that they are letting people know to be careful because there are people trying to impersonate them. Now, this is something that's a scam that's been going around for years, you know, forever, you know, since the internet has been possible and people are able to reach out and emails are going out. People have been trying to scam impersonating others. And it's important, I think, as collectors to be careful because this not only happens for people being proposals of businesses, but also business or anything. It's also even things about people trying to sell products to you or telling you that, oh, we are Blitzway, we have a product that has been then trying to scam you saying it's a product that is being sold out. All of a sudden you get an email saying, oh, we have it now in stock, just please come to this site, enter your monies and whatever, you know, like buy it now before it goes, you know, goes away, things like that. And people get scammed all the time by doing that. And unfortunately, that is something that you have to be very wary and very careful as a collector not to fall prey for these practices. There's so many things, and that's something that I need to kind of break it down in a video, just an exclusive video for it, where I have to break down the way you can get scammed and how to avoid to be scammed. And that's one of the oldest ways to get scammed is by receiving malware, receiving phishing emails, trying to get to you for you to provide information, whether it's private information, banking information, all of those type of things. You have to be very careful. And you know, just somebody trying to sell you something, impersonating whether it's a company like Sideshow or XM Studios or any company, there's always going to be that. Now, it's important to know that the way you protect yourself in many ways is sometimes it's even people who are, you know, you have spyware, malware in your computer, that it kind of tells you what the type of websites you frequent a lot. And because they know your browsing history, that's the importance of having always, you know, antivirus in your computer, trying to go through cleanup process once in a while just to keep the information clean, not to save a lot of password information online, you know, in different websites that you frequent. I know it's the easiest thing to do is to save your password to different websites. I do that, unfortunately, in a lot of things. But the reality is that if you keep those, you don't save those passwords in your browser, that way you don't give room to a lot of times to this, you know, spyware or this people who have malware in your computer to go and know your browsing history, to know where you go, to go your information. They know the frequent certain things, so they're going to send you this type of emails trying to fish for information or trying to get you to give them banking information. There's so many ways that they can scam, and it happens all the time. You know, so you have to be very careful. Unfortunately, people fall prey, and that's not the only type of scam that we get to see. There's a lot of scams in groups. People are scamming, impersonating someone else, selling you some sort of product, and sometimes people send them the money just to get scammed. There's so many scams, whether you can get scammed as a buyer, you can get scammed as a seller. So you have to be very, very vigilant, very careful how you get engaged with certain people, what kind of information you provide. If you're buying something, make sure that you're buying from a reputable seller. If you go to a website, if you know you get some, you know, a lot of emails, a lot of junk email, make sure that the email or whatever it is, and I get junk email all the time, even from from Xbox or PlayStation. And when you look at the domain, there's something that doesn't make sense. Sometimes the domain may have, for example, it can say PlayStation 1 or PlayStation this or underscore that PlayStation. So it's never, the domain is not clear. You know that there's something funky. When you have this funky emails with so many letters, then you know that there's something that somebody's fishing for information. So be careful. That's all I'm gonna say. You know, that's what Blitzway is saying here. I don't think it's a major thing in the sense of people, you know, having issues, but you know, people can get scammed all the time. Whether there's an offer for a business or to buy a product, just be careful. I think Blitzway is kind of giving us that hint. And it seems to me lately, it's been a lot of scams going around, particularly in groups with people buying and selling stuff. It happens a lot. So I will make a video soon about scams and how to avoid them. All sort of scams, we're gonna separate and break them down, all that, and just give you an idea. Because at the end of the day, you have to use common sense. Just use your common sense. Don't just simply get involved with somebody sending money, giving your banking information. You don't even know who you're dealing with. You have to know who you're dealing with before you can go the next step of, you know, exchanging any type of money. So that's just a warning there. And this is thanks to Blitzway announcement. This is my good deed of the day, I guess, you know, trying to be helpful to the community. All right, so that's it. This is what I want to talk about, Blitzway. Now let me take you to a Big Bad Toy Store. And the first thing I want to cover when we go to Big Bad, we're going to cover some of the figures that you see, not all of them, but I'm going to cover the figures that really caught my attention. And this is one, Marvel Legends. Marvel Legends could release a couple of things this week, but the most important one, I think the one that inspired me the most, is the Invincible Iron Man Legends Deluxe Hulkbuster. This looks very good. You know, for Marvel Legends figures, it's $60, which is not necessarily the cheapest on the Marvel Legends side, but the figure looks really, really cool, in my opinion. It has a pretty good size. and definitely is very, very poseable. So Hulkbuster looks great. You can see Tony Stark right there. You can interchange it, put the portrait in it. It looks really nice. Of course, it's plastic. It's Marvel Legends, but it does have a lot of gray, like this things in the back. That looks really, really cool. The hydraulics or whatever that he has. That is really, really cool. That's a very nice looking figure. And the best part that they didn't make this figure as a build-a-figure as they have done in the past with other big figures. This is one that you can buy straight up. And I'm really looking forward to it. It looks great. Scar right there. Look at the size comparison between Scar and him. Hulkbuster looks really big. So they did a really nice job with it. That's another size comparison with one of the most recent Iron Mans. Cool. It has interchangeable hands, open hands, closed fists, that portrait, and that's the packaging. And of course, it's the 85th anniversary. It's a classic packaging that they've been doing now for some of the big figures. So this is the new thing, Hulkbuster. The art in the back, really cool. Very nice. So this is the new thing that Marvel Legends has released. Very, very cool. Now, another figure that was released this week in the Marvel side, and this is not from Marvel Legends. I'm gonna talk about Mafex. It's Medicom toy. Mafex released a few statues that you got the Secretary of Justice League, the Flash. They have other things for the street. You know, they got a lot of pre-orders, interesting pre-orders. But I think the most impactful this week, or the one that I like the most, is this one, which is Rogue, of course, talking about the X-Men animated series, the X-Men 97. You know, Mafex does amazing figures. Of course, we already have the Gambit, which looks amazing. This is great. And I will tell you, Marvel Legends did release the X-Men 97 at Rogue. I wasn't crazy about that Rogue, to be honest with you. Not crazy. That's the reason I haven't picked it up. I picked up the others, you know, it's not all of them, but I have, of course, Wolverine. I have Bishop. I picked up, who else? Gambit. I picked up 2 of each. So I have other figures, but I didn't pick up Rogue, not yet. I didn't feel compelled because I didn't like the figure. This might be it. This might be the figure that I picked up. It looks really good. I think the sculpt is nice. The face is nice. She looks really good. I can see some of that, the 90s look in her portrait, even a little bit of Jim Lee in the portrait. It looks really nice. The paint job looks fantastic. Of course, she gets all the articulation that the Mafex is known for. It looks great. I know that a lot of people were really happy with this one, the depiction. I think what really looks the Jim Lee the most is the eyes. The way the eyes were painted and designed, that's definitely a Jim Lee eye. So those eyes are really well done. She looks great. And you can see different portraits. I think that my favorite perhaps is this one. The one in the middle, not so much. But the one in the above and the one at the bottom, I think those are the best. It's really cool figure. I think it's another winner for Mafex. Of course, when you're looking at a Mafex, keep in mind the price point. These are the $100 price point, and I don't know how many accessories gonna come with it. This within the 6-inch range. It's gonna, and some people may complain about the price. I would say so. I think the price seems a bit high, but maybe it's because it's a Marvel, because of Rogue, because the X-Men popularity right now. X-Men is always been popular, but I think now even higher with the X-Men 97 series and the success of it. But you got the Rogue figure, you got 3 head skulls, interchangeable hands, and a figure stand. That's about it. So I feel that, yeah, I found it a bit steep. But when you look at all the Mafex figures right now that they're coming up, they're all within the same price range, which, you know, definitely a lot of people seem not to like. Some of the figures are, I love this one, like this Nightwing. That's a really nice figure. There are some really great figures that Mafex has done. Not all of them, but some of them are ultimate, in my opinion, in comparison to others. So yeah, I would say so. Nothing wrong with it. I think $104. If you're a Mafex fan and you need one, you know, you weren't happy with the newest Rogue, if you have a little change to spare, then Mafex may be an option. Hey Eddie, how are you, my friend? Mondo also released a Rogue, and after watching a review, I was kind of disappointed. Also, this looks great though. I love the mixed media jacket. Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't know you had a mixed media jacket. Let me see. Maybe you're right. Oh, you're right on that. I didn't see that. Thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, that is mixed media. That is not plastic. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Yeah, I haven't really watched reviews of the Mondo one. Of course, I talked about it before that, but you know, if some people have received it, I gotta look into it. But yeah, it looks really, really cool. I think this is really, really cool. So yeah, Mafex again doing some really cool figures. So definitely this is gonna be a great companion to their Gambit, which the Mafex Gambit is definitely a killer figure. All right, so now let's look at the next figure, and I want to talk about Hiya Toys. Hiya Toys released a 1/12 scale, which is the same scale that we were talking about here. Size-wise, is almost in the same range, 5.7. There's almost 6 inches of course, Motoko Kusanagi. This is from the Ghost in the Shell, and this is set as a PX previous exclusive, but they have it here. This looks great. I think the sculpt, of course, you know, if you know the Ghost in the Shell, Motoko, she's voluptuous, and definitely this figure is showing that. But it looks really, really good. And looking at the, I think also this one also comes with mixed media jacket. This is for of course, the standalone complex series. It looks really, really good. I think they did a fantastic job with this figure. It's not a big figure, but definitely has mobility, has the stand. You can kind of do the poses, interchangeable hand. I think that the Hiya Toys has been doing amazing figures recently, and definitely setting themselves in the list of great companies, because I think Hiya Toys was kind of like, in so many ways, damn with the figures. They were making so many smaller figures, but now they're kind of getting into that range of once, you know, this route with the 1/12 scale with the 6-inch figures, and I think they're doing a really nice job. Of course, this one has more of the visible articulation, which some people may not be fans of, but I think it looks kind of great. I think she looks better with the jacket on or without. Because of course he hides more of those articulation in her chest and stuff, but I think it's a really nice figure on Motoko. So it would be nice if this was a 1/6 and the company actually produced the same but in 1/6. That would be a fantastic. It's same price as the Mafex, so yeah, keep that in mind. I think this is, you know, you have two differences here. You have the figures which are on the cheaper side. You have Hasbro, but then you have the other companies doing the more scale, more detail, more mixed media, more articulation, you know, more accessories. Of course, you're paying within that range, $104. Ghost in the Shell what exposed me to anime. Yeah, Ghost in the Shell is a classic, man. Ghost in the Shell is a classic. It's one of I exposed a lot of people in America to anime. It was Ghost in the Shell and Akira. Akira and Ghost in the Shell, I think, go hand in hand for a lot of people. Maybe a little bit of Evangelion afterwards, but yeah, Ghost in the Shell. It's an impactful film. You know, to this day, it's one of my favorite films. I watch it every couple of years. I, you know, have it in all different formats, but primarily have it now in 4K. And I watch it, and it still holds up so well. You know, and then of course the standalone complex to the series, it holds up so well, inspires so much stuff, modern stuff, and it's such a fantastic anime, you know, film. The original Ghost in the Shell, fantastic, you know, like it's an icon. So yeah, this is what Hiya Toys is doing, and kudos to them for doing such a thing. Now let me take you now to Sideshow. I'm gonna talk about another figure. And in this case, I want to talk about, and we're going to cover some of the things here, of course, but I want to talk about this figure. This is the Riobot Villkiss. This is from 1000 Toys. This is from a show called Cross Ange, Rondo of Angel and Dragon. This is an anime. It's not that old, maybe like 10 years old or so. But it was more, it has a lot of fan service, a lot of girls kind of like in skimpy outfits with this big mecha. It's a mecha show. I did watch some of it, but I never finished watching it. But the mecha are cool, the art is cool. It's just there was so much fan service. It's definitely, it's geared towards a younger crowd and audience. You know, all the horn dogs out there, the young kids, that they kind of like that. You know, I'm okay with it. You know, I don't have an issue with it. I'm just saying that I didn't feel like, okay, you know, this is something that I can continue watching that is so inspiring. But the art was good, and the mecha designs were good, and these girls, of course, are in this skimpy outfit, but they manage these big mechas. So this is a figure, of course, based from an anime, and here you can see it's around 10 inches tall. It comes with all different accessories, where there is weapons and swords, and it looks kind of cool, definitely. And you can pose it different ways, I guess. You can change it into, here you can see, of course, into the transformation. You can see the young girl in the middle, the pilot, piloting this, but you can still transform it into different positions of the mecha in the, you know, flight mode or robot mode. It's kind of cool. Very interesting. You know, I'm a big fan of mecha. So anything that's to do with mecha, I'm always for it. Whether it's video games or whatever, it's very posable. You can change the parts, the wings. You can insert. You can actually guard the sword. You can see the stand. So it comes with a lot of different things to use and change and pose in different ways. It's a very cool mecha, and it does have light-up features as well, which is great. Another reason why of the high price, because this is $290, it's almost $300 for this, and it's not a big mecha figure, but definitely it kind of gives you an idea why. Is because all the different accessories, all the different parts, there's a market for it. So it's cool. I would say 1000 Toys did a really they're a very cool thing with it. All right, so we're gonna move to Spec Fiction. And here at Spec, I want to talk about another figure. And there's this right here. These two figures, these are Naruto Shippuden. And these are by Zen Creations. There's two different variations of this one. So I want to kind of show you this one here. This is the regular version. Here is the Deidara. This is the standard version, $230 for this one, and this is Zen Creations. This company, I really don't know much about it. I think they're kind of new, but it's a very cool. It has mixed media, and it looks really nice. At first, I thought they were statues, but no, they're posable anime figures. They're figures, and as you can see, with all the different parts, looks really great. It's a very posable figure for sure. And I do like it. I think this company did a really nice job. Of course, the articulation is hidden because of his clothing, his coat and everything, which really makes it even nice. This is just the regular version, and it looks really fantastic. I do like the different portraits, the hands, and it's a very nice figure for sure. Look at the hands with different effects. Really a nice job here. A lot of different accessories. I think it does have plenty of them. Has a base, a lot of hands, different portraits. It looks really, really nice. They did a fantastic job. This is just the regular version. I think $230 is a really fantastic price for this figure. Now, if you go and look at, they have also a deluxe version, which is $270, which is not bad. The difference is only for $40 more. You get this, the same figure we just saw, with all the same accessories we just saw, and then you get this big owl, like, you know. And that is, you know, for the design, everything, which I think for $40 more, I think is a bargain. It's a great price. Other companies, I charge you like 100 more or even more. It looks really, really neat. It's a really nice job. I think this company has a lot of potential. If they stay on track and they do what they're supposed to, I think they can have a, you know, they can become like a 3-0 definitely. And I think their figures are more inspiring than the ones I've seen from 3-0, honestly, on the 1/6 scale. So yeah, this is Zen Creations. This is the first figure that I've seen here at Spec Fiction. I'm not sure what else, but this company, but definitely pay attention to this company. Definitely they have some really nice figure there. All right, so now I want to take it back to Sideshow. And the reason why we go back to Sideshow, because there's a big thing that was announced this week that kind of blew me away. I was like, okay, this is it. This Batman Armory with Bruce Wayne 2.0. Of course, this has been released before, whatever, but this one, it's honestly amazing. Of course, we recently have the one that just from J&D Studios that a lot of people were crazy about, the, you know, because it's kind of like a hybrid between statue and figure. Has not as much mobility, but now coming here and seeing this looks really, really good. Just to give you an idea what comes at it, let's see on the details Maybe we can see what's inside the box just to give you an idea. You get an authentically detailed Batman armory in the Dark Knight movie. 2 pair of swing open armory doors, magnetic function and equip. 6 unit storage compartments, including 4 compartment with movable design. LED light up design armory ceiling. USB power operated with remote control battery operated. Approximately 23 inches in pretty much is giving you all the scale, the size. The armory base includes movie logo. You get on the weapons, you get 5 sticky bomb guns, 3 grappling guns, 1 nunchuck, 6 ninja spikes, 8 batarangs, 3 folded batarangs, 4 mini mines, 2 smoke bombs, 1 Surdo saw, 1 cutter. On the accessories, you get 2 utility belts. You get 1 antidote injector, 1 drill, 1 set of drill bits, 1 wire hook, 1 tube sharp tool, 4 hooks, 4 set of ammo in different styles, 5 sets of grappling gun clips, 14 mini canisters, 15 utility pouches, 1 gun holster. Now, the Batman Knight size scale figure is authentic and detailed likeness of Christian Bale as Batman in The Dark Knight. 1 newly developed Batman cowl head with separate rolling eyeballs, which is amazing. It's something that they've been doing standard now. Highly detailed painting application, approximately 31 inches tall, all of that. 8 pieces of newly crafted interchangeable glove hands, including 1 pair of fists, pair of relaxed hands, and so on with hands. And the custom, you get 1 newly designed Batman suit, 1 black collar cape, 1 gold collar utility belt, and 1 pair of black collar gauntlets, 1 pair of black boots. Also in accessories, you get 1 Batman cowl and 1 bat suit color. The Bruce Wayne 6 scale figure features authentic and detailed likeness of Christian Bale. So this is, you also get this. So you get 2 figures. You get the whole armory for $565. This is a bargain. To me, it is impressive. Yes, Eddie. This is like, I was like blown away. This is something that J&D is asking you for $1,000 for a figure. Here you get the whole shebang, the whole package. You don't need anything else. You only need the armory with the 2 different versions of Bruce Wayne, and you had everything you need. This armory is amazing. Comes with a lot of features. This is an impressive. This is the ultimate display of in my opinion, the ultimate display of the Dark Knight, the Christian Bale Dark Knight. Look at the Batman. Look at the Bruce Wayne. They look amazing. The armory looks amazing. So many gadgets, so many things to play with. This is the ultimate toy for a fraction of the price that other companies would charge you. You know, not trying to be disrespectful here with J&D, but I'm sorry, J&D, but you need to sit this one down. You need to, like, this is the thing. You come to play with the big boys, and the big boy say, you know, now you're playing on my court, and the big boy says, you know what, you do it, let me just show you how it's done. And they did it. And I'm sorry, J&D, as much as I like what you're doing, I think you still got a long way to go to really match that, because not only they're doing it this way, they're giving you so much stuff. And some people are like, who cares about silicone? Who cares about prosthetics, prosthetic eyes, or like real hair? You know, when you can have this figure that looks just like the actor, and believe me, this is Atoi's quality, and it has everything you need for in order to display the character. I think it's just amazing. And even the pose, even the way his suit, the tailoring on that suit is amazing. The shoes looks great. He looks great. You know, that is Christian Bale to me. Yeah, some people are gonna say, well, the nose, this and that, the cheekbone or whatever. You know, people always try to justify that they already pay $1,000 for another figure. And of course, nobody wants to be outdone. But at the same time, you know, let's give some credit to Hot Toys and those who waited on Hot Toys for this, because they're the ones, they're laughing all the way to they're laughing all the way. You know, Hot Toys is laughing all the way to the bank, and the collectors are laughing all the way because now they have a fantastic collectible. Of course, it's gonna take probably 2-3 years to release, knowing them, because there's so many delays with Hot Toys now. But at the same time, once you have it in hand, this is gonna be the ultimate Batman, in my opinion. Of course, this is a 2.0 version. This is great. It's been a while. I think the original came out many years ago, if I remember well. But I think it looks great. It looks super, super good with the movable eyes, the different weapons. You can use you can actually use those accessories to display. It just looks fantastic. There are separate rolling eyeballs. That's another great thing. Even if it was only one figure, and then you can interchange parts on the figure, that would be more than enough. You don't need to have 2, but they're giving you the 2. And you got the 2 mode of display. You get the LED light up powered by USB, which is another great thing. No batteries. It's no batteries. You can power this, which is amazing. Hopefully that USB cable is long enough. But in any case, you can close it. You can open it. It's just great. Really nice job this time around. I'm telling you, Hot Toys kill it this week for me with this. It is the most impressive figure of the week. Amazing what this company is doing. Definitely Hot Toys is... definitely setting the stage here, setting the standard for the other companies to follow. Can you match the same quality at the same price point? That is the thing. That is the challenge. Of course, some of these other companies don't have the same. Hot Toys has its own factories. It's been doing this for so long. They can manage to do some of these things. Other companies don't have the same, so they kind of target a different way. But this is definitely, as a figure, that is the ultimate representation of Christian Bale's Batman. Looks great. Kudos to them for doing an amazing piece of work. Now, I want to talk about the last thing about in the Hot Toys, no Hot Toys, on the figure side. And I want to take you to Facebook. And here on Facebook, I want to take you to Jazzinc. Dioramas. We're going to come here. We might go to the group. I don't know yet. But Jazzinc, this company that it's amazing. Juice, the owner of this company, has done amazing work. They just revealed this video. They are revealing what they're going to do. And maybe we can watch it. Maybe we can do it. Let's see if we can watch it there. Let me see if you can watch it. You can listen to it. I'm not sure if you can. I don't think we have much information there. Might not. But that was just a video. You can come to YouTube and you can watch it. Just look for Jazzinc Dioramas. And in this video, I want to see if there's any release there. You might not be able. I don't think I have it set up that way you can watch it. If not, we can go to Instagram maybe. Maybe we can find it there. Actually, no. No. Okay. The things that you gotta do sometimes in order to find what you need. All right, so this is the thing, just to give you an idea what's happening with Jazzinc Dioramas. Let's see, maybe at the website. Let's see if we can find it at the website. Okay, I'm in, I think, in a different window. Okay. I'm getting out of there. I think that's what problem we have. Sorry. I was having an issue here, I think, with the whole thing. I'm trying to figure it out if we can find it there. It's not. So, Facebook. This is the group of Jazzinc. Maybe it's here. Maybe we can hear here. All right, there. We have it at the group. I'm going to show you this in this group right here. This is Jazzinc Dioramas. This is the announcement that was done, of course. You can watch the video. If you go to that video YouTube, you'll be able to see it. And looking at going back, pair this up with the tumbler, and now that would be an epic display. I'm talking about that. Yeah, with Hot Toys, that would be amazing. Now, with Jazzinc Dioramas, of course, they released this. They announced this week. They are acquiring the license in Warner Brothers to do 1/6 scale figures as well, which is amazing because they're already doing the vehicles. They're already doing all that stuff. They need to have figures to go alongside instead of just waiting for Hot Toys or other companies actually to have figures for their vehicles. Now it's like, why not? We can do it. And Jazzinc does amazing quality. This guy, Juice, the guy that started Jazzinc, that guy is like always so for him, it's about creating the best quality possible. He is the type of person that wants to bring the best quality, and he has done it with his vehicles. You know, better than the vehicles produced by Hot Toys. The right scale, the actual scale. So now it was able to grab this license with Warner Brothers, DC, and also Michelle Pfeiffer, and they are going to release in the next, I think in the next few weeks, we're going to know more about it. 5 to 8 weeks the pre-orders will open, and we will know when that happens. But they're going to have this, and they're going to have 2 head sculpts, photorealistically sculpted and painted to the likeness of Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman. 3 different mouth plates per head for a total of 6 head options. 2 movie accurate bodies with latest suits, 1 pristine, 1 battle damage, 1 cat litter display base, 1 whip, 5 sets of claw hands, electric stun guns, surprise accessories, high-end collectible box, a limited edition plate. So this is what they're offering, and of course people are super excited for what they're doing here. This is Juice. This is the guy that I'm telling you, the guy, the creator of this Jazzinc dioramas. Amazing work that he has done. So many collectors have been beginning for Catwoman, yes, and I think this is a really nice one for sure. Now, if we go to, let me take you to YouTube. Let's go to Jazzinc. Right there. I advise anybody to follow them. Definitely this company. You might not be able to hear the audio, which is fine, but here of course you can see the announcement of this one, the Selena Kyle. You can come here and watch the video. It's not a long video, it's only like 2.28 minutes, and so he's definitely trying to cover to make it as realistic as possible. And here are some images that has been shown so far, as you can see in that video. Perhaps you can see it there. Of the design, how they want to do it, with the whip, with everything. You're gonna be able to post it in so many different ways. It's going to be a fantastic. Here's this image, all the different displays with the different mounts. They're gonna have different heads with different mouse plate, you know, mount plates. They're gonna be able to replace and change for different facial expressions. I'm not sure if this is actually a prototype figure. It could be, or this is just imagery that has been done in the past. They want to, even he's talking about using real metal claws. So I think this is just development figures of a prototype they've been doing. So yeah, I definitely, this is a really great news, to be honest with you. I think it's gonna be interesting to see how they do it. I think also talking about that they're gonna have maybe 2 versions, or 1 version where it's gonna be a version with the clothing and one with battle damage or whatever. So it's gonna be different variations. This is a great video. I recommend this. Only 2.28 minutes to watch, and you should watch it. And they are doing a lot. Knowing the way Juice is with his stuff, I know that he's gonna try to give as much. And not only that, they probably is going to do improvements even after the pre-order is done. More than likely, it's going to be, you know, a good number of improvements that you're going to see. So, yeah, I would say that definitely gonna, really anticipating this. When it goes on pre-order, we will talk about it. We will, you know, put some time on it. Really looking forward to more information about what Jazzinc is doing with this one, because I think they're doing an amazing job. Looking at these pictures, I think, of this prototype, so far it looks really great. Still some work needs to be done to make it even better, in my opinion, but I think so far what they have done and how he wants to approach the whole thing here, I think he just has it. You know, he has done fantastic with all those Batmobiles, so I'm sure that the figures, it will be a new venue, and I definitely need to pay attention to what Jazzinc is going to do in the future moving forward. I think that it's interesting to see this company in this route that they have. So kudos to them for doing that, for doing such an amazing work. Okay. All right, that got a little dark in there. I'm coming out of here. But yeah, that would be fantastic for sure, for sure. Let me drink some water here. Oh, wow. I'm thirsty today. Real thirsty. All right, my friends. So now we're getting into the statues and figurines. We're going to the smaller scale. And I want to take you to back to Sideshow. And we're gonna be here at Sideshow because I want to cover another company, MegaHouse. You can find this also Big Bad Toaster, but I'm gonna cover here because, of course, now MegaHouse is something that they're doing here a lot here at Sideshow. But first, I want to talk about this figure. So as you can see, there's different ones. We have this one, which is the Mitsato, Katsuragi, and Pen. If you are a fan of the reveal of Evangelion, which is the retelling of the original, what was that? The real Evangelion series, and of course the movies. This is Misato, and there's Pen, and it's just a figurine, $185. It looks really cool. It's PVC vinyl. I think it's mostly PVC. Let me see on the only 4.3 inches tall. It looks really good. So this is PVC for sure. Looks nice. If you're a fan of rebuild of Evangelion, then definitely you're going to. You're even a fan of the original Neon Genesis Evangelion. That definitely is going to be cool. So it's kind of nice. They're not, like together combined on a base. There's no base, so you can just kind of display them in different positions. You can actually do it that way. It's kind of cool. This is for my friends who like anime and like figurines. This is definitely one kind of worth checking out. So that is Misato Katsuragi. Now the second one that I want to cover here, it's this one, Biakuya Kuchiki, and this is for fans of Bleach. This one is another figurine, more on the statue side. I think this one, I don't know if this is resin. I think this is PVC as well. It doesn't really say, but mostly I think that this would be PVC. I could be wrong, but this one has an interesting base. Size is 10.3. Very cool looking vase. This guy has always been calm. If you remember the series Bleach, if you watch the series or a fan of it, the guy's always been calm. And I think this represents his calmness very, very well. It's a very stoic pose. He's definitely a samurai that understands who he is. Unafraid. He's always kind of unafraid, even when he was afraid. So yeah, it's kind of cool. The base, it kind of like you see the water effect or whatever on his steps. That's kind of cool. The flow on in this case, his kimono on the top of the kimono is very nice. It's a very, very cool one for sure. It's a very cool figure. Impressive for sure. I don't think there's any light up features, but I think as it is, it's simple, well done, well executed, really nice. $275 for that. I think it's fantastic. For fans of Bleach, I think that is a really nice figure for sure. All right. So the next thing that I want to cover also with MegaHouse, we have this Kaido the Beast, the Governor General of the Beast Pirates. This is from One Piece. This guy is huge, $505. And of course, this guy is the strongest man in the world, supposedly, at least in the series. And I'm not sure that this is made out of any other material. To me, this has to be another PVC figure, but it has a lot of detail. And it's pretty large in scale. 14.9 inches is larger than a 1/6 scale figure. The larger than the Hot Toys. It's just massive. And the detail is so well done there in the sports red. Great detail in his arms. That here you can see in comparison to Luffy in front of it. Another figure there. But it looks really cool. It's a cool depiction of him. All this, PVC clear, PVC in the background. All this coloration, all this dragon. With the horns. It's a really cool depiction. $500. I'm not sure if it's worth that much though, but being the case what it is. But when you realize how PVC is nowadays and the quality of these PVC figures and the size of it, then you realize, yeah, sometimes you have to give it credit. And there's a big market in Asia for this type of materials. For these statues, they're durable, more durable, sometimes more durable than resin for sure. So yeah, it looks really neat. Kaido looks really great. That's another great piece. I want to say for the price is not something that I'm crazy about, but the piece itself is amazing. The art, the choice that there was done for this figure was really on point in my book. All right, so now let me take you to Spec Fiction. We're gonna go to Spec because I want to talk about another company. We're talking about still from One Piece, but in this case, I want to talk about a quarter scale no, it's a quarter scale. No, we're talking about One Piece. We're gonna wait until we get to One Piece. We haven't gotten there yet. We're gonna talk about Jimei Palace. Jimei Palace, they release still with the 1/6 scale. This 1/6 scale, there's three different versions. If you are a fan of Saint Seiya, they have 3 different versions of Aphrodite. This is the version A, version B, and there's the version A, B, and C. Let me show you version A. This is from Jimei Palace again. Saint Seiya pieces is one of the gold cloth knights. And this is the Aphrodite pieces. This is definitely a very effeminate character. So that's the reason why you see all the roses and the name Aphrodite for sure. You see the black roses. This guy is dangerous for sure. I do like what they did here with the base. You see the Aphrodite logo there, the name, but I like the greenery right there with the plants and the flowers. That looks like real grass the way they did it, but it really looks nice. So well sculpted. And of course those black roses in the background, which are dangerous because it's a part of his weapon. He throws those, that power comes to you as in forms of roses. And those are black roses. They did a really nice job with that. And again, look at that base and how it looks, the texture in it, really nice. Looks like real grass. Really nice job. This is the version A, as they call it. $619, not cheap at all. But then let's say you want a version B. This is $439. The version B is a bit cheaper. $200 difference. But it's because it doesn't have the big roses in the background, but you see the roses also at the base. And definitely that is an interesting choice with that road full of roses and the rose in his mouth. Very feminine for sure. I would say that's my favorite character in for the Saint Seiya. I never really care much about the two feminine feminine characters, but very interesting. Definitely Jimei Palace did a really nice job with the detail. Look at those roses and the thorn in the roses. A lot of detail on that base for sure, which makes it impressive for sure. And definitely for a completionist, for somebody that collects Saint Seiya statues, that is definitely a great choice. I don't think there's another Aphrodite statue that I remember of from any other company in Asia. Now, you got the ABC form. So that means that this is technically you get all of them. And you can do a lot of different things with this one. This is the ultimate package, 16, almost 17, almost $1,200. It's 1,169, 1,170. But this is, you have all the versions plus another that only comes with this combo. I think this it's not sold by itself. You can get this. And I think with Jimei Palace, technically you're buying all of them in separate. So they come, you're not only getting one that you interchange you interchange the body or the base. No, I think everything it comes combined. And you also get this boss or this figure, which is technically an interchangeable with his full armor. That is definitely a killer armor in my opinion. That looks really, really nice. And let me read some of the comments because I'm not sure if they're parts interchangeable or you have one statue or 3 different statues together. It says, okay, so it's version statue, version B, and version C bus with base. That is super cool. Let's see here in this video. Maybe you can see that tiny video there. A lot of detail in that base for sure. It's a really nice piece, definitely. As a 1/6, it's not cheap, but there's so many collectors out there. Sensei is such a phenomenon worldwide. It is only for that one. Okay. So, yeah. With Spec Fiction definitely doing really a nice job there for sure. It's very cool. So the buzz, I don't know, is that just the buzz for the body or is it interchangeable? I'm not so sure. If you can interchange it in the body, you could, I guess. But I'm not completely sure. It's just the buzz to go with it. Who knows? I don't think the explanation was clear of that. It says the buzz, but I'm not so sure it's just a separate thing or just the buzz go just as a third piece by itself and you cannot remove the body of the torso and interchange the torso with the other statues. It doesn't say. But ultimately, I think you would have to ask them or even send a message to Spec Fiction and ask them or Jimmy Palace. But yeah, it's kind of cool. It's a very cool, it's not cheap. Interesting at this collection, and Jimmy Palace definitely doing some really nice work. They've been doing some really nice work, as you can see, and they continue to impress with everything they do in the anime world. They're definitely one of the best out there, definitely when it comes about anime statues. All right, so that is what Jimmy did this time around. I want to take you to we're still within the smaller statue scales. We're going to we're still in the 1/6. So I want to take you to McFarlane Toys so we can talk about DC Direct. All right, so here are all the figures. There are a lot of figures that has been released this week, but I want to talk about the statues this time around. These figures are amazing. There was a presentation that was the Phoenix fan the Fan Fusion convention that happens this week in, of course, Phoenix, Arizona. There was a big presentation. McFarlane Toys was there. They released a lot of different things. There was a lot of great announcements. We're going to cover some of that, right? We're going to talk about it in just a moment, about all these announcements. Of course, they released a lot of these figures that look amazing. A lot of great figures were announced. Of course, they continue with the mini figures. What is that? The Super Friends, they continue with that line, which is amazing. It continues on. But I want to talk about this statues. I want to talk about the DC Direct side. They released very recently this week. They have this first this statue, the Dark Knight, and we were talking about the Dark Knight from Hot Toys. Now there's a statue from DC Direct, $250, 1/6 scale. This is a resin statue, and I would say that looks very decent. It doesn't look bad at all. It comes with the mixed media with the wire with the cape, so you can do that. This is a statue, so definitely if you're looking for a figure, then go for the figure from Hot Toys. But this is a statue. Doesn't look bad at all. It's just simple for those who only care about statues, which there's always a market for everything. It's an interesting pose. Ready to fight. And definitely they doing that logo. Of course, they've been releasing right now a lot of different Batmans. I think it's been a desire, or in this case, they plan to do a lot of Batman sells. So a lot of those statues. I think the portrait looks really good. Looks like Christian Bale for sure. Under that, you can definitely see that. This is another angle from the side. Not bad at all for a statue. $250. It's amazing to see that the statues have come up in price. I wish they were not that expensive, as they used, because this Eric was never that expensive. But now, of course, everything has gone up. I still think that Dan Mora Batman is amazing. Besides that, this thing, the protruding thing in the back that holds him in the air, I still think that is an amazing statue. But the other statue that was announced, it's on pre-order, is this one, Batman 66, Adam West Batman. And I love that base. It's so playful with the Batman logo, the classic Batman logo from the 60s and 70s, even from the show. Now we're looking at that. Very cool. Very cool. I wouldn't say that this is at the same level of what initially Twitterhead was doing with the 1/6. They did a fantastic. Unfortunately, they didn't continue that line. There was potential there, but of course, Twitterhead has gone in a different direction. What they're doing now. But yeah, when they have originally that line, the 1966 Batman line was really amazing in my opinion. It would be nice if they can revive it, but right now the option that we have is doing it through DC Direct, through McFarlane store, McFarlane Toys, which this is going to be more readily available in most places, which is great. That thing that I'm not sure if that is a sculpted cape or that is mixed media. I think it's mixed media, but I could be wrong. Yeah, it has a fabric cape. Okay, I see it on the notes. So yeah, it does have mixed media. Some people don't like the mixed media. I'm okay with it. It's fine. It does look great. I can see Adam West there, and definitely the base is interesting. It's playful, and that is to me, that's a cool thing. I like playful statues of Batman. So yeah, that is a very nice statue announcement there. Let me see the other angle here from the other side. Very well done, for sure. It would have been nice, actually, this, instead of being white on this side, they couldn't just make it all black. I don't know why was the desire to, or even blue. Instead of just go for the all white gray. It might end up being just great in the end. You know how it is on with some of these things, when the final product comes, it comes darker than it actually showcase of the prototype was. I can see that portrait. That's for sure Adam West. You know, not 100%, but you can definitely see it. It's more like an animated version of Adam West. But look great. Very cool looking. Now, talking about the McFarlane tool, what they announced happened at Phoenix. There were so many announcements, as you can see. Great figures are on pre-order right now. I like that Green Arrow figure for sure. That Superman, Our Worlds at War, that looks amazing. The Atom sold out already. But if you go, now let me take you to Facebook. I want to take you to a good friend of mine. I'm going to use a good friend of mine. You know, I didn't ask him, so sorry if I didn't ask you, my good friend. This is us Kuek, I think that's how you pronounce it. Well, Osby and I, we've been friends for many years. We worked together at Statue Forum. He was a reviewer there. I was a reviewer. We worked in a lot of projects. He is one of them. I know him for years now. He's a great friend. He has helped me with so many things. Initially, when we did the forum, he helped me. The Statue Forum, the Statue Forum channel here on YouTube, I created it. I'm the one that started, but I needed a logo. He's the one that created the original logo. I'm not sure if they had changed it. Ultimately, we left that channel. I parted ways with Statue Forum, so we didn't do anything else. Chris Bales was doing it for a time. He also parted ways with them. Long story short, the thing is this. I know he helped us to design the original logos for the Statue Forum Awards. He created all of that. He was the designer. Then we have another friend, Gary Tong, did it for the following year and so on. But the first year, it was us. And I still, up to this day, I'm grateful to him for what he did. But we always talk about, he's a good friend. He's from Malaysia. He talks about, all these collectibles. But I want to show you here because I want to use his channel, his thing, because he posts a lot of things all the time for all kind of things, collectibles. We have fun with him. I have fun with him. He's just a great guy. The things that were showcased, for example, he was showcasing his pictures that he from San Diego Comic, the Fan Fusion, and there's a cow, a 1989 cow that is coming. This is a presentation with McFarlane. This is something that looks really neat. Looking forward to that reveal when they go on pre-order. It seems to me that it's going to be, I don't think it's going to be resin. It doesn't seem to be that heavy. It's going to be more PVC or plastic. I don't think it's going to be, or maybe some sort of plastic material. It's a live scale. This is going to release sometime in the summer. That was one of the announcements that was presented there. There's not many pictures, official pictures. You see pictures and videos here that you can see online. So that is what's an announcement there for those DC fans. But I think the biggest announcements were this here. And I'm using his pictures because it's the only one that I could find that actually had some pictures. The announcement that he's taking now in this partnership with Marvel, starting this partnership that has a lot of people excited because this is great news for a lot of collectors. Of course, a lot of people were thinking when the announcement started, thinking, oh, this is going to be figures. We're going to have figures now. But no, it's statues, and that is something that I saw a couple of interviews. There was particularly with Action Figure Insider, this guy that's been doing videos for many years, and maybe I'll have the link for you so you can watch it. I will have links for anyone to watch this type of thing, any of the conversations we have in here. But he was interviewing him, and of course, the idea was people were thinking about it would be action figures, but he clarified we were doing statues because he doesn't want to damage any relationship with Hasbro, or also because Hasbro is a big partner of in this case of Marvel, so he doesn't have the rights. They have the rights to make the figures, so he doesn't have the rights for now. So he went into something that actually they could do, and there's action statues, or pretty much, you know, figures or figurines. And I think that's a great start. And of course, this is how you start your, you know, friendship. He said that, you know, in 30 years that he's been this, since the beginning of McFarlane Toys, the first time that he's able to work with Marvel this way is something that he's so proud of. He wishes that in time he can do Star Wars. He was talking about. Also keep in mind, he was saying that you know, he has to kind of work around a lot of the things with you know, the relationship started first with Disney. Because he was doing stuff for Disney with Avatar figures. He was doing, of course, some stuff other franchises, and there were Disney products there with the, what was that, Kingdom Hearts, things like that. He was doing some toys there. So that's how the relationship started, and that kind of led into another thing, into Marvel, because of course Marvel belongs to Disney. So it's how he's able to get in. But now, before doing that, this is what you can see what was announced. These are 110. These are PVC statues, just by the way. These are not resin, but it's a great start. And they say that we're gonna see a lot of these coming down the pipe in the summer. We're gonna start to see a lot of them. You see the Spider-Man number 6, based on, of course, Spider-Man number 6. You got Deadpool, the New Mutants 98. Of course, this is based on the work of Rob Liefeld. If it looks like Rob Liefeld. These are not a sculpted prototype. This is just the renditions of the work that they're working on. They're gonna do an Iron Man. This is from by Bob Layton, Iron Man 126. You know, looks great. You see also a Wolverine, which looks amazing based on X-Men number 1. This is from Jim Lee with the brown custom. Really excited for this one. 110. You know, we have seen, of course, Iron Studios doing the 110 on the resin side, but, you know, I'm not necessarily always been impressed about some of the choices they do. McFarlane, what Todd was saying in the interview, was saying that he wants to stay true to the source material. He wants to bring not only covers to life, but also he wants to bring interior art to life, representing the art of the artist. So, you know, with Iron Studios, it takes more liberties to do some depictions, which looks amazing, by the way. You know, I love Iron Studios, but he wants to stay more true to it. And in my opinion, that is something that it's the best approach to it. And there is a big vacuum for, even for one, you know, for good Marvel products out there. Of course, this is the version of the Spider-Man number 6. This is what they're gonna use, the version. Maybe they do a Hobgoblin at some point, but they're doing Spider-Man based on that. They're using, of course, the New Mutants. This number 98, the introduction of Deadpool. That is going to be that. Here's the Bob Layton, a fantastic cover, one of my favorite covers ever from Iron Man. Looks amazing. That's how the inspiration from. And of course, you know this one. This is the, you know, Wolverine, the X-Men number 1, one of the multiple covers. And here you can see the packaging. Of course, they're doing this cool packaging. Even with stuff in the background, you can do, like, you know, the art in the box. You can do a couple things. I love the box art. Look at Deadpool with that comic book on the side. Post PVC statues. All the statues are post, but I don't know why they call it post PVC statues. They're not post figures. But here again, this is what I'm looking forward to. This is a great announcement. But I think the biggest one for me is the 1/6 scale. The 110 are amazing. But then you can see what they did with the 1/6 classic Marvel Comics line. They're doing this one. It's gonna come with comics, and these are 1/6. Which is even better. And this is based on the art of McFarlane. This is his art, of course, here on Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man, you see number 323. And this is Spider-Man right there. And I'm sorry, Spider-Man, Captain America. And he took inspiration. Of course, they designed it around it. They come up with it. And even the ink lines are in his custom. It's just amazing, in my opinion. For a PVC, looks awesome. Very well done for sure. And look at this one, as they did the Spider-Man webbing. This is Spider-Man. Although this is, you know, this is not based on this one. This is 301 cover, but they're using the Amazing Spider-Man 302 cover, which I'm not sure why they did that cover instead of the original where this cover is from. That would be amazing. But this is awesome. I think it's 298. I don't remember. I'm trying to remember, but this is amazing. Look at that depiction. And they did more of that webbing. They did more of a clear webbing. Looks really cool. Another take for Spider-Man. Here's the front. And it comes with the card, of course, that they likes to give. Spider-Man with the New York City background. That looks really neat. This is amazing. This is a really good, I don't know, again, here you can see this is the car that comes with the Spider-Man. Very cool, man. That is very cool. This is exciting news. And I know this is, of course, Amazing Spider-Man 301. That's 301. With the Spider-Man in the front. I'm telling you, this is great news for me. I'm excited to really see this. Hey, what's up, squad? How you doing, my friend? Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for coming and watching. I'm excited. I think, you know, the reason why I'm excited, even though it's just PVC, and I love PVC, I have no issue with PVC materials. At the end of the day, I love when there are statues of 1/6. 1/6 is my favorite scale, always been. Not always, because I used to love quarter scale. I still love all scales. I have no issue. But 1/6 has always been my perfect scale, the scale that I like. Although there's so many variables on 1/6. Companies, they have different, they call 1/6 this, 1/6 that. In reality, they're 1/7, 1/8, and sometimes even 1/5. So it's always kind of variable. But I think since the departure of Bowen Design, it's been a vacuum. It's been almost 10 years, or 10 years since, you know, Bowen Design's folded. It's been a vacuum has been left for all these years where no one has really taken possession of that vacuum. Of course, you see the quarter scale. Sideshow has always been very strong with it, but there's other companies producing outside the United States, in case in point XM Studios. But other companies are producing, even Iron Studios have done quarter scale statues, trying to circumvent some of the things that, you know, Sideshow does. You know, they sell outside of, they sell in the United States through Sideshow, things like that. But this market is so strong, you know, but there is no 1/6 scale companies out there right now. Since Bowen folded, I thought that Kotobukiya would take their place. Kotobukiya really hasn't done anything with it. They released some statues. The last one they did with, they supposedly the Kuchiki brothers would work with the designers. That didn't pan out as well. We haven't heard of that for a couple of years. So it seems like that relationship went south. So whatever happened there, I don't know what happened with. You know, they've been quiet. The Kuchiki brothers haven't talked about it, so we don't know. We really don't know if there's anything going on, because if this year they don't have anything to announce, then by all means, in my opinion, they don't have to say it. I think the relationship simply didn't go. They just simply didn't do anything together. And you know, I'm surprised, because I said it many years ago, a couple years ago, I said it that, you know, I was skeptical about the situation, because in many ways that's how they treated, and that goes back to Kotobukiya's culture. That's how they treated Eric Sosa. They told him that they hire him, they keep him on the payroll to do this and that. Ultimately, they didn't do much. Eric did a lot of work for them. They have fantastic collections. And people thought that once Bowen went, that, you know, the fine art statue line would take over. That didn't happen. The most recent Kotobukiya statues, they have been amazing from Marvel, but, you know, I think the time has passed for them. A lot of people kind of lost interest. They're already on the quarter scale or the 1/3 scale now. But I think that there's always potential. I thought that even Gentle Giant would take possession of it. They didn't do it. Of course, Gentle Giant went into his own problems, and then, of course, was bought by Diamond Select Toys, which Diamond Select Toys has been doing a lot of smaller scale statues, what they call 1/6-2, 1/7, 1/8. They've been kind of all over the place with it. A lot of the PVC stuff, a little more on the cheapy side, vinyl stuff. But they haven't really been... And sometimes the scales are off all the time. You know, some things are bigger than what they say. They claim that they're this, but they're not. So it's been all over the place in some way, and the quality hasn't been that great. It was something that Diamond Select Toys has always been known for, hit or miss quality. Not always more than that. It's more than a hit, it's always a miss. So there is room for companies to do that. And many companies haven't really embraced the 1/6 as much. Companies in Asia have tried, XM has tried, but none of them have really embraced it as much. And I think there is room for that. And I like that idea, particularly with this one, when you're looking at this Captain America, like we were looking at here. I think that what I like about this one is because, and in the interview, he was talking about that he wants to represent the art. And I think what really attracted people to Bowen Designs always is how close he was to the source material. He wants to do that. He's initiating this with his own art, with these statues, but he's talking about that he wants to represent the art from all the different generations, going back all the way to Jack Kirby. He wants to represent some of those covers, really bring that to life. And I think he's doing it in an affordable way, you know, with this PVC statues. Are they going to evolve into into resin statues at some point? Will he offer some of that? I think he will. it depends on how good reception you have out there. I think there is a market out there, as I mentioned, for 1/6. There's a big desire for people to have 1/6 scale statues. And particularly if they represent the art of the comics. Because as much as I like the quarter scale and I love Sideshow, it's more of a realistic take rather than a comic book take. And it's always been like that. So I think that there's a lot of potential here. A lot of people, because unfortunately the right now, many of the collectors that exist, or many of the fans that you see in collectibles, or even people who produce a lot of YouTube channel video content or whatever, a lot of them, they're not really comic book fans. They're just statue collectors. They got into this because maybe they're casual readers. They're not really big readers. And you can know it all the time, because when they talk about certain things, they really don't have much knowledge about the comic books. They don't really have it. And sometimes I get surprised about them that they don't really know much about comics. But they collect the stuff, they afford it, and they collect some of the stuff because it's cool, because of the MCU, because they like the characters in passing, because they watch the show, so whatever. But not necessarily because they know the history of the character. So they're the ones who are critical about a lot of statues, and particularly they prefer the more realistic take of things. I am on the opposite side. I've been reading comic books almost all my life. Since I started reading, that was my first things that I read. So for me, for 40 plus years of reading comics, I'm 45. I learned to read at 4. I was reading at 4 or 3. And, comic books, I remember something that my dad used to give me. So it's something that I've been reading all my life, to be honest, 40 plus years. So, and I'm turning 46 this year, so I'm getting old. So the point is that, I love the comics, and I want things that represent the comics more than anything else, more than realistic takes. And I think there's potential here, even if it's just PVC. I think it's a great entry, and we'll see how it develops. I think this is a really nice depiction of Captain America based on his art. Very nice job. Definitely that, also that Spider-Man looks fantastic. Representing of the art really looks neat. And what else do they do? That's 1/10 scale. That looks great too. With the Wolverine looks amazing. All those things. I'm really looking forward to more of these reveals about this, and hopefully this also leads to other things. And the potential is really there. Time will tell how it will develop. So far, I think it's really cool. It's exciting. Also, this can lead to more opportunities in the future for action figures in different scales. There's always been this talks about the possibility that he takes over the Marvel Legends line, because Hasbro been going through struggles. I doubt that's gonna be the case, but I don't think that Marvel will not actually open the door for another company also to produce the lines. It depends on how these contracts are made, or who has the legality of certain things. You can circumvent certain legalities based on scales. You might not be able to do the 1/12 scale, but maybe you can do, I don't know, a larger scale, 1/10 scale figures. Who knows? There's possibilities are there. Not necessarily compete with Hasbro, but produce something different. And I think the possibilities are there, and I think he's doing it with this statue. So we'll see what happens. I'm really excited just for the possibilities that we have here. So we wish him luck. When they go on pre-order, we'll talk about him. And definitely that I'm going to pre-order those two, particularly that Captain America and the 1/6, and we'll see how it goes. All right, so this is what I was covering right now. I'm going to take a break. The first break of the night, maybe the only one. When we come back, we have more statues to cover. I want to talk about Weta, but in any case, I want to take everybody here, Squad Captain Eddie, anyone that is watching, please don't forget to leave a like, leave a comment, let me know you're watching. So support the channel, subscribe to the channel, you're here for the first time. But we're coming back. I want to talk about Weta. I want to talk about Lightyear Studio. I want to talk about Toei Animation, Tsume Art. We're going to look at Sideshow. We're going to look at Regal Robot. We're going to look at Prime1 Studio. And we are going to look at Legendary Beast Studio as well. So thank you for being with me. I'll be right back in just a moment.
Some days there's no one else who loves me like you used to. Some days I'm not myself, there's no one I can turn to. All the feelings that we shared are in the past. Your relationships are never meant to last. All the feelings that we shared are in the past. Your relationships are never meant to last. It might take some time, but I'll be alright. I'm moving on, I'm moving on. I know times are tough, but I've had enough. I'm moving on, I'm moving on. Moving on, moving on.
Won't you take me to that place? Take me to that place. Won't you take me to that place? Won't you take me to that place? Won't you take me there, man? Because you said enough, you said enough, you said enough. Because you said enough, you said enough. like me, don't need you to like me, don't need you to like me. You can say hello, but I don't need you to like me, don't need you to like me, don't need you to like me. You can watch me go, cause I don't need you to like me, don't need you to like me, don't need you to like me. You can say hello, but I don't need you to like me, don't need you to like me, don't need you to like me. You can watch me go, cause I don't need you to like me, don't need you to like me, don't need you to like me. You can say hello, but I don't need you to like me, don't need you to like me, don't need you to like me. You can watch me go, cause I don't need you to like me, don't need you to like me, don't need you to like me.
Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back. Well, welcome me back. Thank you for those who are watching right now. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you for watching this channel. Don't forget to leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know you're watching, you're spending time with me tonight. Again, I want to wish everyone happy Memorial Day weekend if you're in the United States. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for spending this weekend with me. We still got some way to go. We have covered a lot of things. We have talked about a lot of things, action figures primarily, a lot of statues. But now we're going into the big boys. We're into the big statues, starting from the quarter scale. And I want to go first. To accomplish this, I want to take you to Weta Workshop. This is going to be the first place we're going to go. You can find this statue also. Spec Fiction, all the distributors have it. But Weta, if you're a Kiss fan, the Demon Destroyer era quarter scale statue limited edition. This is a very cool... I've never been a Kiss fan. I gotta be honest with you. Of course, as a kid, I knew about Kiss. I didn't care much about it. Of course, there's always the demonization of a lot of these rock bands. I grew up in a Christian home, so it's like they didn't let us to hear a lot of things, but we found the time and the opportunity to do it. But this is a very cool, unique statue. Now it's expensive, $1,200. It's a little cartoony in my opinion, but definitely this is more for the fans of Gene Simmons. This is a fan of, you know, Kiss, of that era, you know, that particular 80s era of rock and roll and 70s era of rock and roll. Definitely this is for you. Here you can see this is going to be really it's going to be at edition size of 760 pieces. And just to give you an idea, maybe we can look at it here. This is definitely a very interesting. Look at that. I do like it. I think it does come with a light-up feature, which makes it even more imposing. Very well done. Here, look at that one. Very, very cool. Very interesting piece for sure. And the detail, even on the boots and stuff. This is, you know, this is the type of thing that when sometimes you look at it, you're like, I don't know where they were, who thought this was a cool idea, and it was crazy and wild. But once you see it all, and it's all sculpted, even the cape sculpted. Once you see it in person, you realize, okay, this is definitely cool. They, you know, like this is just unique. Cartoony as it is very unique. And here you can see this technically at 360. We're going around it. From every single angle looks really great. Well, you know, nice sculpt too. his body. You can see the contortion of the muscles even on his legs. Definitely the sculptor who did this understands anatomy really well. They're really good job. Now look at this angle of there with the light of feature. Really cool. Looking menacing. That is a fun piece for sure. And I was like, came out of nowhere. Look at his tongue. One of the features he was famous for, he's still famous for, is still alive. But definitely Jizimos was a guy, you know, he has his ideas and stuff, which I never really care much about. Very interesting looking piece. Look at the boots. There's even the sculpt detail on those in the shin guards and stuff like that. The part of his boots. Very, very cool. But here going down, looking at some of the stuff, the people involved, just to give you an idea. The artists here, here's the artists involved here. You got the principal sculptors. You got Mai Asquith, Jargalina, Jamie, and Powell. So these 3 artists were involved. And it also comes with an exclusive art print. Commemorate this momentous clash of creative titans. Each purchase of the demon statue comes with an exclusive A3 art print by none other than the illustrious Jim Balent. Jim Balent, which is amazing artist. I love his work with Catwoman and all the stuff that he did in the 90s. A maestro of comic book artistry. Immerse yourself in the visual explosion of Balent's vibrant stroke as he immortalizes the timeless allure of Kiss and the unparalleled magnetism of the demon himself. Very cool. This is what you're gonna get here. Of course, there's even a YouTube video. That is a cool video. Here you can see of the statue. They even put it like a rock band in there. What the heck? Oh, that's how they did the fire for the effects. Okay. Very clever video. I hope it's not like... oh, you look at that. I didn't see that until now. That is a cool video. Cool design. The lighter feature looks really neat. Very neat. That is a neat statue. Yeah, this is very unique. This is not something that I would get, and that you can see they're going to produce. You can see in the background more of them. You'll see more of them, but they started with the good one right here. They have done all the mini epics of them, the mini statues, very small vinyl PVC statues. But now they're going into the quarter scale, which it's very, very, very interesting. I was trying to see another picture there with someone. I saw a picture, I think maybe at the somewhere else where they have all this. But in any case, it looks really neat. Kudos to Weta, doing an amazing job. Very unique, very different. Why not? It's good to be different. All right, so now let me take you back to Spec Fiction. And I want to talk about another company here. This is Lightyear Studio. This company right here. Lightyear, if you're a fan of Ghostblade, Lightyear, another company. I don't think I've seen a lot from this company. I've seen some statues. Well, we have talked about some of the statues. A lot of these companies are interchangeable, to be honest with you. A lot of these companies do a lot of things with each other. Sometimes I think it's the same company, the same with different brand names or whatever. But Ghostblade, another quarter scale statue into the long list of Ghostblade statues. This is Jade, the Misty Rain, as they call it. This is going to be it's resin and transparent polyurethane, so it's going to use a little bit of plastic elements. But looking at the statue, this is the detail that you can see. One of the great things of the statue is how much detail was added to this base. Overall, this is a fantastic looking statue. No doubt about it. It's so unique, so elegant in itself, and very different. Of course, your Ghostblade, of course, this mini-series, Chinese mini-series. Also, there's video games for it, mini-series like novels and stuff. This is a very unique statue, really well done. She looks great. The sculpt is great. Even their skin looks so natural, as you can see right there. Like nice color. The eyes, of course, are this red, but the hair and the trans looks really good. But the detail also, look at that on the clothing. Very well done. Very nice. Just a beautiful girl for sure. But very well detailed. Just carrying that sword. And you see the cranes. And even the snow here you can see on top of this. It's a nice detail. Very elegant piece. Very unique in style. Different. Very well done. And this is the art print, I think, which is base. Or maybe this is also going to come with it. It looks it's a nice art print. Very nicely done. And there's also even a YouTube video here. Let's see if we can see it. And this is at the Spec Fiction, I think, channel. And definitely what we saw with these images. Does it have a light of feature? It seems so. There's very cool detail on this statue. So yeah, Ghostblade, very like this company, definitely doing something really interesting. Very nice, a beautiful piece for sure, no doubt about it. Now, next piece that I want to cover while I have you here, and definitely you can look at all the Ghostblade, not Ghostblade, but everything that this company is doing with all these different statues. They do amazing. Just to give you an idea of Lightyear, I think this is the first time we're talking about Lightyear. So let me kind of give you, while I have you here, look at this Inuyasha versus Setsumuru. This also classic anime. Very interesting concept. It's a busy statue, of course, with so much stuff, but also the base looks great. Very nice detail, very nice diorama. Very great. But also they got other stuff like primarily with the Ghostblade line. They have stuff on the wait list. This girl on the white horse. That is an impressive piece for sure. Beautiful. Very awesome detail. I always amazed by this Chinese companies and the quality of the pieces they produce. Hey, we talked about Lightyear before, now that I remember. But that's an interesting one too. Another piece from Ghostblade. Great detail, very different. Scary at the same time, but beautiful in the same token. Princess Yan Hope. This one, Princess Yan Pale. Definitely there's a lot of sexiness in this art. And there are nice light of features there. Very cool. Beautiful, for sure. These pieces are mesmerizing, how beautiful they are. It's mesmerizing to see them. There's so many of them. I think we talked about this one before. Yeah, we did. Oh, that's an impressive piece. Very impressive. It has light of features and everything. I don't think they talk about this one, but this one is impressive. This company is doing amazing work for sure. Wow. Beautiful what this company is doing. I'm impressed with this company for sure. Now, Lightyear Studio. So many things to talk about, definitely. And different versions of things. I think we did talk about them, but yeah, there's a lot more to look at. As you can see, there's so many things that are so impressive on the wait list. You know, they do have a lot of cool things. This One Piece carrot statue. Look at that. Wow. How much detail is there? Collaboration with One Piece. I'm sorry, with Toei Animation. Wow. Super, super impressive piece for sure. And I definitely have the Naruto stuff and the One Piece stuff and the other things. That impressive. All right, so now that we're talking about Toei Animation, I'm gonna take you to the next piece. We're not gonna spend more time with Lightyear, but they definitely looking at doing amazing work. Another Toei Animation product is this one. Is a quarter scale monkey, the Luffy Sakura version. This is a quarter scale from Toei Animation itself. $119, I think, is a really good price. Very nice, impressive statue. The detail, it's really impressive. And even the detail, look at that. In this base exploding technically in battle. That is a very action pose. Luffy looks really muscular and angry, that's for sure. Look at that. Wow. Super impressive for sure. As a quarter scale, that looks it looks very, very impressive. Very nice job here for this piece. I think the price, it's actually very good for a piece at quarter scale like this, made out of polystone, resin, and polyurethane. Really nice, impressive. Toei Animation also doing its own thing. Toei is definitely doing some really nice statues. We have talked about a few we have seen lately, like the Zoro run. Also, this is gonna be impressive. I think this is a 1/6. This is a quarter scale. And we also talk about this Senseiya Phoenix Ikki quarter scale. So yeah, Toei also doing its own thing. Very impressive, and I think the price is very, very good too. For very good as an entry point for a statue of this size and with that much detail. So yeah, kudos to Toei. And the next thing, now you saw there we were talking about Tsume. We saw these pieces that were released by Tsume. I'm gonna go to Tsume Art website. We're gonna just go there so we can see it from there directly from the source. This piece is, as you can see here, spec fiction. Like for example, talking about Sasuke's Bijutsu is $679, and the price for Naruto, that is Bijutsu is the style that you're doing here. This is also $679. Sasuke and Naruto, those are another great price, and these are quarter scale. So this is the venture now with Sumer going into the quarter scale route, and finally they're getting there. And let's look at Sasuke first. Let me see if we can see pictures here. Here you can see the pictures. This is the paint on the scale. That guy, those nails, they look terrible, man. But here it's an idea of the statue with the base and the power. It looks really neat. I love the detail. Look, talking about the grass, we're talking about the other one also has a little bit of grass there. Very cool. Very nice detail. Very well done. Museum post pieces, a quarter scale. Looks really well done. Very well done. Here is right next to Naruto. Naruto is probably my favorite. They're both great though. On side by side, they look even better. Now, if you are getting here, you get a serial crystal included. I think you get some type of crystal to go along with it. I'm not sure exactly what you're gonna do with it. You also get a scroll and a cover, I guess, for the scroll. So you get some extras. Here are pictures of the painters doing some work. These are the pieces, the molds, everything already being in production. That's what you saw with Sasuke. These are always with the website, there's always repetition of pictures, which I don't get it why they always do that. All right, so this is what we see here, but you can go to, let's look at Naruto, which looks impressive in my opinion. I love the colors. Of course, I always gonna love the design, Naruto's design. But here with that big scroll, that looks really neat. He looks better in my opinion than Sasuke, or at least the concept, the colors, man, you know, they're impressive. You only have to choose one. I would go for Naruto, but if you can have both, why not? Very nice detail, super nice base. Very well done. Very impressive for sure. And these are kids, you know, they're kids on this one. This are here images of the scrolls, of the other parts, of the hair. Very, very cool. Very well done. Very cool. I think this is a very impressive piece in my opinion. They did a really nice job with it. Again, definitely Naruto fans should be excited. It's coming along really nicely. A quarter scale statue that looks really good. So this is what Tsume is doing, and you know, it's just impressive for sure. All right, so let me take you back now to Sideshow. We're still in the quarter scale, but now we're gonna look at the Superman premium format figure that was highly criticized but ultimately received and loved. You know how it is with collectors. They hate something, they love to hate. And all this when things, you know, get a little improvement or whatever, when they see things more, you know, things are open, better picture, all of that, now they're fans, you know, and they sing the praises. You know, it's just the way it is. But this is $727. I think the price is fair for what they're selling. It's an impressive Superman, perhaps the most impressive Superman they have done. You know, there's of course criticism because of the action pose. People love museum poses, are easier to display, are easier to find, you know, to set up with other pieces if you have limited space. I do love the concept. There's the criticism also people have the fact that he's flying, you know, and so he's not looking forward, he's looking up. And some people don't seem to like that, and I'm okay with it. I think it's the same criticism that the original premium format Thor had, when he was looking up, and people always had that criticism for years. Some people didn't like it. I think in the end it was that the desire to bring that impression of Thor flying in midair or going into that, is creating that effect. And I think they're doing the same thing with the Superman. The cape, in my opinion, is fantastic. There's so much flow in it. Of course, there's some artistic liberty that is taken to make it flow this way, because honestly, you know, so much flow, it seems unnatural. A cape that long would be a pain in the butt for somebody to, you know, because once the cape is just fully rested, it will be all the way to the ground. You're dragging that cape, you know, you're stepping on it, and it's not practical. But it looks great on a sculpture like this. It's just the effect. And you have to keep that in mind. The same with Batman or even Spawn with those big capes that they always had. It's just the effect that looks good on paper. That's all. And you try to represent that. I think they did a fantastic job. I like the base. It's an impressive Superman for sure. It's going to be a very impressive piece. It's, you know, it's a standalone to have. It just looks great. We have seen some of these pictures now. I think the biggest highlight here was, or the announcement was, that they added two portraits. One that looks more an older Superman, more mature Superman, and a younger version of Superman. I think the younger portrait looks really fantastic. I think it's it kind of changes the sculpture a bit. I still like the original, but you know, the more Alex Ross inspired type, the older version of Superman, the more mature Superman. But I think the younger Superman also looks great, and it seems that you're looking at two different pieces in one way. And some fans are gonna like the younger version more. I think this is gonna do very well when it comes about pre-order time. This is the classic portrait, the older Superman version. Very impressive, very majestic in its flight. Yeah, the criticism is going to be about the portrait, and we talk about it when it went out, when this was out. I did mention it on the video. We cover some of that information here. I share my opinion, my thoughts about it. Here, look at the scale. It's 33 inches tall. It's pretty tall because of that flight. Very cool. I'm still impressed. I think the more I see it, the more I like it, and this angle also looks fantastic. The more I can get the chance to look at it, is a very impressive Superman for sure. The older portrait. That base looks neat in my opinion. Very well done. And here is with the younger portrait, and I telling you, that younger portrait is really impressive. Very nicely done, very nicely painted, very nice detail there. It's like it changes a bit, and I'm sure that a lot of people are gonna prefer this portrait instead of the other. Some people are already pairing this with the Dark Knight Batman, the most recent one from Sideshow, that also looks amazing both together on display. I think it's and I see some people already sharing that concepts, and they have photoshopped this stuff, and I think it looks great. It looks fantastic. I think it's good. Price wise, it's fair. I think they did a really nice job with this one. Very impressive Superman. I think in the end, even though there was a lot of criticism, a lot of people are really going towards it. And the more I think people are seeing it, the more people are more inclined to it, I think. And also the price point, I think, is good. It's a great Superman for sure. So kudos to Sideshow for another great job. And just before we get into it, before we do more, let's look at some of the people here. Of course, the Kuchiki brothers are the sculptors and designers. Again, the Kuchiki brothers did a fantastic job here. Bernardo Esquivel is the painter, and the Sideshow design development team is, of course, involved in the whole process. So kudos to them for doing an amazing job. Now, I want to take you to Regal Robot. This piece is also available at Sideshow and some other places, but I want to go to the source, which is Regal Robot. If you are a fan of Jar Jar, which a lot of people seem not to, Jar Jar Binks, which I don't know why. Maybe because he make annoying noises, but he wasn't bad, you know. Like I don't know, like some people can be a little bit sometimes too mean with people, whatever. I think the actors suffer a lot too, you know. People were there very critical, but here, as you can see, the Jar Jar Binks. Of course, this whole collection, they have to do the concept maquette replicas, all the concepts of the work. It's been really a good thing for Regal Robot. A lot of people love these concepts. They did all the stuff they have done for a lot of different things throughout the movies, with the classics, even the newer ones. This is the concept that was used for Jar Jar Binks. Now, there's two different versions. The Tony McVeigh Legacy Edition, which is signed by Tony McVeigh, who created the concepts, that is on the wait list now, sold out there. They have the other signature edition. I think at Sideshow, let me go to Sideshow. At Sideshow, I think they have just the signature edition, which is the one we see here, the one here. But looking at just to give you an idea of the one that was sold out, the Legacy Edition came with a sketch. So you pay a lot more. Of course, you're paying $300 more just for the sketch. Here's on the wait list. On this one, as you can see, the sketch is kind of nice. It comes with the signature, the concept, the original concept that was used for Jar Jar Binks. So there were only 75 unique Tony McVeigh sketches. So people love the work of Tony McVeigh as a designer, concept designer for Star Wars. So that is commemorate the 25th anniversary of Star Wars: The Phantom Menace. It's kind of cool that all this was given, and I think they're random. Not all, whatever you get a different one. So I don't think you get all the same. I think commemorated 25th anniversary, The Phantom Menace is very special. Legacy Edition Jar Jar Binks concept maquette replica, which goes beyond our signature edition to provide each owner with a truly unique work of art. One of 75 unique original Tony McVeigh sketches will be included with each. Oh, okay. So it's gonna be different concepts. So not everyone is gonna be. So it's 75 different ones. Everybody's gonna have a different one. That even makes it even more appealing. So technically, you're paying the $300 extra. You're paying is for the sketch. And they are not all the same. So he actually draw each sketch, whether it's a sketch for the original design that was done or just copies of it. Who knows? Here only see 4 of them. I I think they're all different because here you can see this one is different than the ones here showcased here. So yeah, that's kind of cool. Now this is the replica, and this is the original maquette. Original maquette on display at Star Wars Identity Store in Montreal 2012. So as you can see, very close, super close to that, but of course in this version. With hands-on access to the original film artifacts and high-resolution 3D scanning, our team crafted a faithful recreation of the concept maquette for this iconic alien from the movie. And here you can see right next to the other, the archive collection that they have so far, which have a lot of amazing little things. Very cool. Fully resin, I can see. Not big, but this is definitely a collector's item for Star Wars, hardcore Star Wars fan. And wow, look at that. There's a lot of sketches that he drew. And I'm guessing each sketch goes to the creator, to the artist. So yeah, that's good. They just, you know, I'm guessing that's where it goes. Now if you go for the signature edition, there's also available at Sideshow. You can see it there's several years before 5/28. Today's 14 hours. It's almost done. But of course you can go to Sideshow and all, and they probably have it even longer than that. But here you can see that is just the signature, only the plaque, which is metal, which is kind of cool, with the signature of the artist. But you don't get the, you know, the sketch. If you want something extra that adds more value, then you go for the sketch. So that is a cool thing. This is from Regal Robot. This company definitely doing, it's what they do. You know, all this stuff for Star Wars and so on. Anything that's to do with Star Wars. And sometimes also they do this stuff for anything that has to do with Lucasfilms, because they also do stuff for what is that, Indiana Jones. All right, so now let me take you now to the next company, Prime1 Studio. Prime1 Studio doing amazing, of course, as always. This week they release, I want to talk about this one, Godzilla -1, one of my favorite pieces that they showcase at the showcase. It looks amazing. This is the bonus version. It's $2,000, which I think is not a bad price. It's an expensive price, but in the end, I think it will be more expensive compared to other things that they have sold. But it's still not a cheap price, and definitely the shipping is gonna be a killer. But it's such an impressive looking piece. Look at this. Now the bonus version comes with this little plaque, and you have this version also available at Sideshow if you're interested on, which is great. If you come to Sideshow, you'll see that they got the bonus version and the regular one also around the same price. A little cheaper there, but it's through Sideshow. But here you can see, no, a little more expensive. It's cheaper at the website with Prime1 Studio. But here, the plaque, cool addition, cool detail. I think that's the back of it. Very impressive. It's such an amazing depiction of Godzilla for sure. And the whole diorama destruction and the light of features and the building looks super, super impressive. When you saw the video, the presentation, of course, you can see how impressive it is with, you know, in person. They had that interview there with the director of the film, and he's sitting, and that thing is behind them. It's just impressive. The detail on the base and that building has been destroyed for sure. Look at, see that LED illumination on that hole, and you know, and all the fans in the back, and the explosion has that light of feature, the fire, and his mouth. It's just impressive. You get glass eyes, which I didn't know you did, but now I can see that. Very great detail, very tall, 70 centimeters, 84 centimeters, that's the depth, and 76 is the width. Look at that, very impressive for sure. And that's why it's so deep. Very nice light of feature. A lot of pictures here, different angles. This is going to be, in my opinion, a showstopper. This is a showstopper. This is definitely a centerpiece. This is like the completion of everything in a Godzilla collection, in my opinion. You can have many Godzilla statues and figurines, or figures and stuff, but I think this is probably the ultimate version of a Godzilla. yeah, it's not based on, it's not the original Godzilla, but definitely it's a combination of so much stuff into something amazing, and it really looks great. Impressive with so much detail. And the detail there in the back, you know, the people running for their lives, that little, you know, trolley bus out of their way. It's just, it's amazing detail. The destruction, that clock tower. Very cool. Very nice detail. There's so many different angles. Let me drink some water. Very nice detail. Going back to the people here. It's a 8 Army Exchange Service Tokyo, and look at the car. Wow, look at the building detail. They didn't spare nothing, no cost, no anything, no expense to really get the detail on that building. And the people are running for their lives. Look at them, look impressive. Everything looks impressive on this piece. Such a fantastic diorama. Such an amazing detail. Impressive for sure. Ooh, sorry. I'm yawning. Sorry, I'm yawning. Oh, this is such an impressive piece. I'm really impressed with Prime1 Studio on this one. They did a fantastic job for sure. Very well done for them. Very impressive piece. $2,000. I think it's a surprise. And a lot of people are not really talking right now too much about it. But don't sleep on this one. I think Godzilla fans are going to be well pleased with this one for sure. All right. The last thing I want to cover today. I'm going to go to Facebook because this is not technically official. But I want to go to This is what I want, J&D? No, I don't want J&D. I want to go to Legendary Beasts, not studios, but I'm going to the group. Because here at the group, we can get to see a lot of this company from Philippines, which this company is doing really good, doing amazing work. They're really moving along. Recently, the Jimei Gallegos, this is this gentleman, he started his own channel and he's doing really well. So Jimei, I wish him good luck with his channel. He started strong in doing interviews with Legendary Beasts and reveals a worldwide reveal, which is amazing that he was able to manage that. And he only had 500 subscribers, so it's still small, but definitely he's doing good by in his channel Godlike Statues. So he's doing great. You can see a video review of the Superman by Gen Mint. And of course, you know, here you can see a lot of things that happen here. But there are a lot of reveals. Of course, the reveals that we have, we're going to cover that in a moment. I want to talk about this Wonder Woman, some of the changes that this Wonder Woman is not pre-ordered yet, but it's coming soon. These are pictures of the Superman that looks great. And there were reveals about Darkseid. There's been a lot of conversations in reference to this. And let me go down the list. A couple of things we're going to look at this Wonder Woman here. But of the reveals that were discovered or that were showcased, of all the projects that they're working on, the things that are coming. Let me see if I can find it right here. One of them, of course, is this clay face. This was revealed, Godlike Statues. And this is just the concept art of clay face of the Prestige series. It's not a statue, so I wouldn't consider this, but this is just a reveal of the concept, what they're working on. Here on this one, there's going to be, like, you can see this mullet that he has in his hand. Also, is going to be different portraits. You can see the portrait has changed a bit, or at least the concept is that there's going to be different portraits with different hands. Also, you can see Robin and Batman inside. I think that's something part of that is going to be part of the concept. Is it going to be no, actually it's removable, so the idea is just to have them temporarily. So I don't know, this is just a concept. No, it's not a statue yet, so we don't know how in the end this is going to fold out. You know, we have seen many concepts in the past where many companies produce concepts all the time. That's just the idea, what they're trying to achieve. The engineering is where the process really gets busy, where things get a little finicky, and there's a process where you got to go into approval. And not necessarily means a lot. You know, one thing is to be approved by a concept. You also have to be approved by a final product. So it's a lot of QC. It's a lot of things back and forth between that and the producer and the license holder. So, but we wish them luck. That's just one thing that was showcased with Clayface. Also, another reveal that we have, and another one that was there. This is another reveal before we go to the updates. They have this one right here, another concept. A lot of people are excited for this one. This is Darkseid Prestige Series. Here you can see Darkseid with his power thing. I don't know how they're gonna manage to do that, if they can, but of course this is just the concept, and it's just a concept. You know, this is not a statue, so we got to keep that in mind. People sometimes jump into the assumption and that this is how this is gonna look in the end. No, it's not. It's just the idea, and they're gonna work on that idea. And you know, and sometimes they get rid of some stuff. Sometimes they don't work out. The engineering doesn't work out. They just simply can't do it. But it's the beginning process. It's the starting process to the whole thing. How far they have gone from this to that. This might be just as teaser. They're already probably halfway through the process of manufacturing. But they're just giving you a teaser just to kind of give you the idea, because they're not gonna, most of the time when they give teasers, they already have a lot of work inside that hasn't been fully developed. Now, the other things that they were showcasing, of course, they have some updates. For example, we have the update to Shazam, which looks really nice, classic Shazam, and you can see the kid Billy Baxter in the background, which is such an iconic cover right here. Definitely also great idea. The base, always one thing I can say about Legendary Beasts is that they give so much detail to the bases, and the depiction of all this, of course, the 7 sins and all, very nice detail. They go for a more classic look on that. It's a very classic look, and it's so well done. So this is another thing that they showcase there, another update. Also, they have updates, always so updates from Wonder Woman, what they're trying to do. And here you can see the body. This Wonder Woman is going to be amazing. I'm telling you, this is, look at the base too, another update here. This is Ares. Ares looks amazing for sure. And you can see all those Amazonians in battle. Really the story of Amazon, the Medusa on top. That really looks good. Cool. Also all the Greek lettering, very nice. This is the update. They're gonna do more updates. I was looking at some of the details there, but this is in itself one of the concepts that they have. Of course, the thing that they do a lot is how interchangeable things are. This is a great reveal of Wonder Woman. She looks amazing here, a fully sculpted cape. Of course, with this statues, that Legendary Beast is gonna be a lot of interchangeable parts. I'm not sure if they're gonna be a separate statue just like this, or they're gonna have one that has all the multiple interchangeable parts. It might be just a single piece, just like this, as they have done like with the Hulk, with the Gray Hulk and the Green Hulk. So they might just go for this one. But this at itself is impressive. Looking forward to the pre-order time. We will talk about it. Just as a teaser, it looks really, really neat. But also the most recent thing, Jay, the owner, of course, of the company, announced this. He showcased this. I'm gonna kind of give you an idea. That was just a few days ago. Let me look at some of the details he's talking about. It says, trying to go down so we can see that. First, he can open it. No. I hate sometimes to do this kind of thing here. Just for updates, the granny panty, I don't know why they call it like that always, will be changed, and we're allowed to adjust the panty a little bit less. We submitted the new render as was approved, thankfully. See the last photo. This is the new cut for the underwear. I wouldn't call it underwear. That's never been underwear. I don't know why people call that, and they say that that's her underwear. It's not under anything. That is her actual you know, like shorts or whatever that she wears. So it's not underwear. But a lot of times people kind of like that. I think it was just some misspelling there or misunderstanding of what she's wearing. Made the arms longer as well. Photos on the regular Ultimate version are not updated. Please take note, but you can see that the last photo with torso base and the premiere is updated. The second torso, the 80s suit with less gold, is approved too. Here are the Wonder Woman versions, the regular, the premiere, and the Ultimate Warrior Princess. So this is just for idea the different versions that they're gonna have. Here is the regular edition. Lower torso, upper torso, without a choker and holding a lasso. Here you can see this is more of a regular head in my opinion, and this is the premiere edition. You got the lower torso, upper torso, choker, and holding lasso. Cool. He has the more here also that more 80s look here with the curly hair. It's more of the George Perez look. A lower torso, 80s suit, upper torso, too, with choker and arms on side, with closer fists, with shields, with sword, with spear down, switch out head, modern head, and curly hair. So you have the more modern hair. So you got the three heads, modern head. Although it looks more like this one actually has a little look of Linda Carter in my view, and the torso base and the AR base. And here's the Ultimate Warrior Edition with everything. It comes with the upper torso without choker and holding lasso. You get the lower torso, upper torso. You got everything. You know, we can go through the whole thing. The extras, the helmet, the upper torso with the cape. Extra switch up modern head. You know, this is the ultimate rendition. Definitely the one that a lot of people are going to go for because he has everything you need. Of course, and it's going to be costly for sure. So yeah, I think that they're doing really a fantastic job, no doubt about it. Really well done to see what the company is doing and what they're accomplishing. I think Legendary Beast Studios is doing really an amazing work here. Only time can tell how far they're gonna go with it, but so far it looks really good. I think the company has really a nice idea. We're gonna see once everything goes on pre-order. We'll talk about it. Definitely this is, I wouldn't call it the ultimate version because some people call it, oh, this is gonna be the ultimate Wonder Woman. And I hate when people use that expression a lot when they say, oh, this is the ultimate. They're doing that with Hulk a lot. Oh, that's the ultimate Hulk. I wouldn't call it like that. I don't think so, because I think there's so many variants of Hulk. The same with Wonder Woman. There's so many different ways to depict Wonder Woman. There's so many artists who have tackled Wonder Woman, and I love the differences. I love what John Byrne did with Wonder Woman. I love what George Perez did with Wonder Woman. I love with I try to think about it right now. So many artists to talk about that have done Wonder Woman in a way or another, and I don't consider one above the others. I think they're all different and unique for that time and for that season, for that period. They all have done an amazing work. So they're so happy with statues. There's been so many amazing renditions of Wonder Woman over the years. There's so many. This is a great for 1/3. Call it the ultimate thing is kind of disservice to any other company doing. It's kind of like an insult in some way to say, oh, this is the ultimate and nothing surpasses that. That's just not that, because some people like museum poses, some people like action poses, some people like semi-action poses. Some people may not be crazy about the depiction here. They might want something more, different. At the end of the day, is everybody has a different taste, and yeah, this has a lot of options, and those options are great and cool, and you can do so many things with this statue. And if you're looking for that, then definitely this is the way to do it. But also, there's so many variants and so many things, even what Prime1 does, which at the end of the day, it's a matter of taste, personal choice. Still, I think that in this case, Legendary Beast Studios are doing an amazing depiction, and they're throwing everything at it, and they do an amazing work as they do, and the statue looks great. So we'll see what happens when the pre-order comes. So far, it's very, very nice, very well done. A lot of great things here, and there's a lot of changes that are coming, and I think the changes are great. So this is what I want to talk about. Now, this is it. This is the last piece of the day. Let me just take some little bit of water and for last few minutes so we can finish this video. Oh wow, I think a lot of people are probably resting or doing stuff with the family on vacation. which why not? It's kind of hot today. It was a little hot today, and normally I don't do so well with a lot of heat. I'm not a heat person. I'm not a summer person, never been. I'm more of a fall winter person. I love cold weather. I enjoy when it snows. I enjoy when it's cold and windy. That's just me, maybe my personality. I was born in November, so I'm not really a summer person. When it gets too hot, I suffer from allergies a lot, so it's not like necessarily I care much about it. So it was hot. People are at the pool here in my neighborhood. You know, we have a pool. I just can't walk. It's just right across the street, not far from my house. I can walk there, but it's always packed, and I don't go there. Of course, this is the HOA pool, all that. But you know, it was packed, but it was hot, and I was like, dang, I don't know why people want to do that to themselves. And it started storming. It's just regular summertime. So you know, I'm not crazy, but I think it's a great time definitely this summer to see a lot of collectibles. Companies doing amazing stuff. Conventions get busy, get packed. There's a lot that's gonna happen this year. San Diego Comic-Con, looking forward to many reveals there. Of course, the big companies, the statue companies, just because some statue companies don't go, like Sideshow, doesn't mean the other companies are not there showcasing stuff. So we'll see what happens then. But yeah, definitely there's a lot of things. So many cool ideas, I would say, about today. So many companies doing stuff. Of course, companies always doing stuff. There's a lot of imagination with these companies. They have so much creativity, and they're doing a lot of great cool stuff. You know, of course, at the end of the day, it's just a price point. Can you afford everything? I can't. I wish. Or I have the oldest space and museum for everything. I will just collect everything. I don't. But I love and enjoy watching this stuff and looking at this stuff, and really enjoy what these companies are coming up with ideas and how creative they are. It's just amazing to see the hobby as a whole, and I'm not talking about just statues or action figures. I'm talking the hobby of collecting as a whole. How much a pop culture franchises and everything, how it has evolved, continues to evolve, and the improvements that you can see in action figures and statues. In anything, there's improvements. You know, things are topping other things, but there's always this, and there's always something for everyone, which is amazing. My friends, I want to say definitely was slow. I want to say to Eddie, I want to say to Squad Captain, thank you for stopping by, saying hello. I do appreciate it. Anyone who comes here after this, you know, maybe you didn't get the chance to watch it tonight live, but you come. A lot of people do. Please don't forget to leave a like or to subscribe to the channel. Let me know you're watching. Leave your comments. It means a lot to me. Definitely be able to engage with you. Let me know what is it that you like about the presentation of the video today, anything that caught your attention, anything you're interested on, anything that you want to share, or anything that you want to add on, maybe something that I didn't say or I didn't touch, anything that you would like to add to the conversation. Let me know what is it that you're going to pre-order, what things you like, or the things that you dislike. Let me know. I would like to have a conversation with you. So my friends, have a great weekend. Happy Memorial Day weekend to all of you, everyone here in the United States, outside of the United States. Happy weekend. Enjoy the weekend, the rest of your weekend. Now next Sunday, tomorrow, have a great week. Thank you for your support, and my friends, God bless you. Take care, and I'll talk to you again. Bye bye.